What is up, YouTube? It's Metatronics. So I have the next emblem of the week. I had a lot of fun making this one. It took me a few tries, actually. Most of the times it's a one-shot deal. You get the first try that I tried. This one took me about, I don't know, 2 or 3 tries, but I got it just perfect, and I hope you guys agree. You probably already know, you probably already read the title, saw the tweet or whatever, but it's the Earl of Lemongrab, and I hope you guys enjoy him because I had a lot of fun making him. So we're going to start off with his head, and you start off with a square in the background, and then I'm going to use some half column shapes on the edges to overlap that square to give the lemon head a little black border. And so what I do is I take those same half column shapes and then just barely push them into the scene with the grays over the top of them to give him that black border. It took me a little bit of working with the borders to get it to look just right, but once I got it, I moved on to a little shadow on the side of his head over there. He's going to be looking to the right, and so I want a shadow on the left to kind of show that his head is round and he's looking to the left, his left, our right. Then with the eyes, I just used some circles that I squashed into ovals, and you want to be able to fit maybe 3.5 or 4 of those across the width of his head. That's the size that you want those to be. And you want those to be just barely above the center line that you'll see in the grid on the emblem editor. And then you'll take some more circles, squash them into ovals, put them up and down rather than side to side, and those will be his pupils. And you're thinking like, well, they're hanging over the edge, that doesn't look right. Well, I'm going to be taking some more half column shapes and kind of masking those out. There's a lot of masking. I mean, already we've masked his head out, we've masked the eyes out. There's a lot of masking, so get ready to use a lot of half column shapes. So we'll just mask out those pupils by changing those half columns to be the same color as the head, or Lemongrab's head, and then just like ever so slightly inch them closer and closer until it looks just right. You don't want to obscure any of his eye or anything. Now with his nose, I just use a golf flag, and then I stretched it out really long and then shrunk it down. And you want it to be just sticking off the edge of his face. And then I duplicated the layer and just made an outlined layer, and then masked out the rest of it with a little square that I turned in kind of a rectangle. Now here I kind of realized his pupils just looked a little bit too big, so I kind of adjusted those. Now onto his mouth. I start out with another half circle, and he has this kind of funny looking, I don't know, it's like a strangely inflated football shape almost for his mouth. And so what you'll do is you'll take the half circle and then take another circle and squash it down to an oblong oval shape, and then just kind of monkey with it just a little bit so that it all comes together. I had to do just a little bit of free scaling on the half circle of his mouth, and then just moved that oval just into the circle, the half circle, so that it looked exactly right. Now for his teeth are just half circles. And here I'm putting them right against the lip of his mouth basically, but I eventually actually move them up just a hair so it looks like he's got a border around his mouth. Yeah, like there. Then after I kind of monkey with his teeth a bit, I start on the tongue, and the tongue is just a circle. And to get it to look just right, I have the circle actually extend outside of the mouth. So I'm going to wind up using another half column to kind of mask that part of the mouth out. And then I run into the problem of his tongue showing up behind the teeth because I don't actually have a border there. It just looks like I do because I have them lifted up slightly. Well, so then I use a smile outline that I kind of stretch into more of a line basically, just to follow the outline of his mouth. And change that to the same color as the background of his mouth. So there I've masked out the tongue hanging outside the mouth, then I take the smile outline and just put it right in between the teeth and the tongue so that you don't see that circle of the tongue poking out. And then change it to be that same color as the back of his mouth. And now you've got one layer left, and I was like, what do I want to do with this layer? And then I thought, you know, his nose just looked a little bit off. So I duplicated his nose layer and then just made another outline layer of it. And I figured I would just move it slightly so that it looked like a thicker outline. And there you go. I just kind of pushed it forward so it's still hiding behind that square. But there you go, guys. That is Lemongrab. And he looks like he's saying, unacceptable! Alright, I hope you enjoyed him. If you did, please give it a like. Make sure you're sharing my stuff with your friends on Facebook and Twitter, and following me on Facebook and Twitter, because I announce when I'm doing open lobbies, and I throw out ideas and ask questions of you guys for different episodes and stuff, so make sure you're following me there. Also, another little bit of information is that I have a giveaway going on right now. You've probably seen an annotation on the screen, and if you haven't, then I'll put a link in the description as well so that you guys can go and check it out. You could win some Xbox Live time or some PlayStation Network points and a Metatronics t-shirt. So guys, go check that out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.